We've got a Sony MCS-8M switcher. Call us up if you want to learn a little bit more about it. But what we're really excited about, all of our clients who own and rent F3s from Midtown Video, is this. Tell me about it. We love model numbers.
All right. SCL-Z18x140.
And so the 18x140 means at its widest, it's 18 millimeters.
Yep.
And it's got a 14 times zoom.
Yes.
So just like the 7000 is 700 frames per second, the 140 is a 14 times zoom. Japan is about 1 digit off in the tens column.
Yeah. It's at least they mean something.
Right.
That's always refreshing.
So tell me a little bit about this lens. With this in mind, Joe, a couple of my potential PMW F3 customers said, what I shoot the most is reality television shows, and I just can't shoot with prime lenses.
Yeah, and that was a consideration, because
Okay.
if the F3 all on its own is a hybrid,
Yes.
you know, of a specific kind, because fundamentally you can just use it like an EX3. You know, you never have to go crazy with S-Log, you never have to deal with 444, you can just throw S/S cards in it, and that's it. Or you can get into a high bandwidth workflow with it.
Okay.
But
I understand it's way less expensive now to turn this. It's a great value at the moment to upgrade an F3 to get a 2K output. How much does that cost lately?
Right now there's a bunch of rebates on it. So if
Okay.
you're an existing customer, you can come in and play, you know, throw some, if you had the RGB01 upgrade,
Yes.
You can actually still get a little bit of love for that from us since you bought it in the past.
So customers with an F3 that paid for that RGB CBK01 upgrade, we still love you. Sony wants to give you some money back. Call us up, we'll tell you how. And if you haven't yet purchased that upgrade, how much does it cost?
Right now there's school is still out, but we're waiting. Probably by tomorrow we'll find out for sure that they're thinking about actually just bundling it.
Fantastic.
So
Wow.
we're gonna see what's happening there, but I know that they're greatly considering it because we wanted to add more value to this system.
Okay.
And customers, you know, aside from saying, like you said, that I can't use primes and run and gun.
That's right.
They also said, well, you know, we would love the RGB upgrade, and we were looking at it, and the camera's been really successful. And when that happens, it empowers the manufacturer.
Okay.
You know, we can share a little love if we're getting it back.
We appreciate
You know.
when you share love. So let's get back to this glass.
All right, so this glass here, and we got to talk about it. You know, I like to define the terms because I don't want to market at you. I just want to give you the facts. So what we have here is a 35 millimeter zoom, where if you just take that definition and put it into a search, you come up with some very different lenses.
Okay.
Just 35 millimeter zooms. Usually they're about 30 grand and up. They usually don't
Way
have
up.
motors on them.
Okay.
They'll not give you anything that's remotely auto. It's an entirely manual system. So what we really wanted to do is give you video-esque functionality, so you could run and gun.
Okay.
But we had to suit the physics that govern making a 35 millimeter
So
zoom.
can I use this with a rocker switch?
Yes, now that rocker switch, if you were a previous F3 customer, which was just there teasing you,
Yes.
now it works.
Fantastic.
You've got auto iris, you've got steady shot.
Auto iris and autofocus.
And autofocus. It's actually got the same like shot.
DSLR guys, we're talking to you. Autofocus on the Zoom Lens in the PMW F3.
It's got the same little shotgun action to move just like on a regular EX1 or EX3 lens. And really, if you look at this camera and then you go and look at an EX1, it looks like an EX1 that swelled to like 4 times its size when it hit the water.
But it's got the same proportions.
Yeah, it just makes your hands feel small if you're used to using an EX1.
Speak for yourself, man.
Yeah, whatever. But so what we have is, so let's give you the specs of the lens.
Okay.
Right now on the widest end, if you're at 18 millimeters, it's as fast as a 4.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
If you zoom all the way in, then we're going to ramp on you a little bit because, you know, we're expanding the focal point, so
Sure.
light has to travel longer, it loses energy, so we get down to around a 6
All right.
at the far end.
All right.
One
So
of the-
bring your lights to the set. Make
Bring
sure
your
you got
lights,
some big ones.
and you're lucky that it's an F3 such that you can throw gain in without feeling like you're going to mess up your picture. That's
Sure.
one of the advantages of this system.
Okay.
Gain in here is meant to imitate grain. So you'll texture your image, but you're not going to have sparkling lights in your blacks.
So let's just take a quick, dirty look
Sure.
at the widest and the tightest that this lens can go. So, Verge, if you want to switch to our F3, we will turn the camera on. Is Frank in the audience? We lost Frank. That's all right. Let's. Yeah, we got Frank. Hold him up for me.
Thank you, Frank.
Let's get this iris open, huh? 3.9.
Follow, Jesse.
What's up?
Follow.
One more time?
Follow.
Follow? I'm working on it, bro. I am not a camera operator. Do we have a lens cap on?
You're good?
So here we go. This is our widest and our least in focus. And if we were to zoom all the way in, wham, we can get Frank's eyeballs if he wasn't wearing sunglasses. There you go. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, no problem there.
Yeah, so that's as tight as we can get. And just to show you again, can we get this into, there we go. On my Zoom rocker, this is how wide we can get and how fast it travels.
Well, and actually, there's an interesting thing with this
Tell me about
lens. How you zoom, because if you're an old EX1, EX3 user, that Zoom rocker was either a love-hate relationship.
Yes.
What we've done in here, if you go into the menus, there is now, you can actually set the sensitivity of the rocker in this way. You can have it operate linearly, or you can be soft, so that when you hit it, it'll just take off on you. It'll ramp up the speed. So if you want to do a smooth zoom, it'll get up to speed for you. It won't just take off on you. If you have it set to linear, as soon as you hit the button, it's going to move on you. Because remember, there's still the cinematic aspect of this.
Sure, we're making images.
Yeah.
We're not just capturing real life.
Exactly. So that was the thought process for giving that control. There is one other good thing to know about. If you're an F3 user and you do get this lens, you have to have firmware version 1.2.
Okay.
If you only have version 1, it's just going to look at you.
And is version 1.2 a free upgrade
Yep,
that I
free
can
upgrade.
download
You
from
can go on the
internet?
Sony website, just search F3 on the Sony Pro site, and it'll all be right there.
One other quick item we should note is, here, let's make sure that we, hey Verge, can you go to the output of the F3 for me, please?
He can't get you into the menu.
I'm gonna turn that on. Here we go.
Thank you.
All right, there's one other important thing to note.
Yeah.
When you put this lens on the camera, you gotta jump into the camera menu, come down to Lens Interface, that's Lens IF, and make sure that you're on Type C.
Yes.
If you don't do that, you will not get that Zoom rocker functionality that we've been dying for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Yeah, that's our communication protocol between the lens and not. Because if you put on that super speed that's over there on the 700, you get a warning that says cannot communicate with lens. So that's why you'd not naturally shut it off.
Okay.
So that's just something to watch for.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Joe, thanks for making it all the way down to Miami.
Absolute
We
pleasure.
appreciate it. We love it when you're on the show. Come see us often.
You got it.
Joe Schmizzi, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks very much, bro.
Thank you.